This is Quiet Conversations with Jada Raquel. Shh. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Jada Raquel and this is the Quiet Conversations podcast. I'm your host, Jada Raquel. This is episode 2 of it. I have a vagina. Now what? With
Camille.
This is Camille. Camille's like an aunt to me. And we're discussing vaginas. I have one, she has one, you have one, and he is in yours. So he should listen to this podcast also and get a little bit of information about what you're going through. The reason why I wanted to speak about this topic is because periods, what we go through, the symptoms we have, menopause, pre-menopause, the symptoms older women have, there isn't a lot of research done on this topic, and I wanted younger women to have an idea of what we may or may not experience as we get older, just because it's not something that we talk about. Like, I don't know anything about pre-menopause, and I just felt like this is information that we need. So we're going to get into the episode. We're going to get into the story time on how I came across this topic. So let's get into it. So the topic today is the ups and downs of the female body. So like I said, I have a period. She had a period. You got your period. And when I have my period, I have really bad cramps. I'm usually down, like in pain for, I would say 2 days out of my 7-day periods. And one day Camille was at my house and we were talking. She asked me how I felt. And we were talking about what I go through and what my symptoms are. And she compared it to the symptoms that she went through as a kid. So, Camille, let's talk about that. I have a really bad period, and I realized that like certain things that I eat, drink could help with my cramps. But like, what did you go through? Like, did you have bad cramps?
I did not have bad cramps. I just had maybe some discomfort for the first day or two, which I think is typical. Mm-hmm. But I think the premenopausal symptoms were what I remember being the most annoying, because the tenderness of the breast, it's like you don't even want to take a shower. And
that's how bad?
And touch that area. You don't want to wear a brassiere. You just feel it's so sore. And I think, if I remember, my sisters, we all had those similar symptoms. Okay. We didn't experience the cramps and the abdominal pains. It was the tenderness of the breast. Mm-hmm. So I recognize that maybe genetically, that's just how we were predisposed. Mm-hmm. But I never had like that, can't function for days.
Yeah.
Like I see you go through where you need warm packs. You need
soup and somebody to rub my back.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
You and your mother go through.
So how does it feel to be God's favorite?
Hey girl. But no, I never had the belly thing, but the breasts.
Yeah. Is it like nipple or is it just the entire breast?
It's the nipple, but because the nipple is sore, it feels as if your whole upper body is on fire.
And your breasts are swollen too?
Your breasts are swollen. They're just tender.
Yeah.
Touch them, don't.
Nothing. Don't breathe, nothing.
You take a shower, when you're drying off your body, just go everywhere but that area.
So how did you, what did you do? Did you ice them? What did you do?
Then again, because this is not conversations that were had necessarily, you just figure out, okay, every month this is what I'm going to go through. And I do what I got to do. You're just gentle with yourself and keep it moving.
So my question to you is, when you were younger, like you said you didn't have these conversations, but did your mom teach you about you have an older sister, or did your older sister teach you about your menstrual and what you how it worked and what's gonna happen? And no.
So I think fortunately for you, you're from a generation where these conversations are probably more common. Yeah. But I grew up in the 70s, early 80s, where these were taboo subjects. And, to top it off, I think, just a little background, my mother migrated when I was 10 years old. So I never had that mother-daughter conversation. And then right after that, I went to boarding school.
Got it. So you was by yourself.
You just figured it out.
So was your sister with you in boarding school? No.
I was
by yourself.
My first experience, menstrual experience, it was my dad who got me sanitary napkins, and I don't think he knew
how to do. So let me ask you, because I feel like I'm only met one person with their like first period experience that wasn't a traumatic story. So like, tell me yours and I'll tell you mine.
I remember exactly when it happened.
Yeah.
I was wearing a yellow underwear.
Oh my God.
And I remember I was.
Were you home?
I was home.
Okay, that's not bad.
It was probably my first year in high school. So I went to high school early. I think I was 11 at the time. Went to the bathroom. I don't know. I saw something. It wasn't red. It was like a brown color.
Yeah.
And I remember I called my father.
Yeah.
My mother wasn't living, with us at the time. She was living in Canada. My older sister at the time, was in college away.
Oh, so it was just your dad to teach you.
My father was my mother, father, brother, sister.
Yeah, everything.
Everything. So I called him. And, we're in the islands. My father is a typical Jamaican. We call it countryman. He don't know nothing about these things. So I guess he went to what we call the corner store.
The shop.
And at the time it was Stay Free. And
yes. The pads. And they were so thick. Oh my gosh.
We call them bread.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Bread. And he brought back, it was
thick. And you was just like, what is this? What do I do with this? And you didn't have no YouTube to teach you a tutorial.
No, oh God, no. And I remember he just, put it through the bathroom door.
Oh, and you had to figure it out.
And I had he opened it, and I guess I guess he knew. I mean,
how to? Yeah.
My older daughter, so I'm sure that experience was not new to him, but it was new to him doing it with me.
Yes,
because my older sister had my mother.
Yes, of course.
So he just pulled off the thing, and that was it.
Told you to stick it to your panties.
Listen, these things, whether you want to admit it or not, I've never experienced it, but I guess it's like becoming a mother. You figure it out, and it's just part of the natural course of life, being a woman. Yeah. And that was my first experience. And then I went to high school. I'm at an all-girls boarding school. So you learn from each other. Yeah, and that's true. I had what we call a house mother, who was like, as the term dictates. Yeah, teach her responsibility was for us younger kids who trying to navigate this new space and entering into, puberty, young adulthood, is to help you to understand what is happening with your body. Yeah. And that when you're having your period, how to clean yourself, how to dispose of sanitary napkins, and how not to become that girl where you're wearing unsanitary. The same thing Yeah. And in boarding school, we wore white. Really? We wore white. So how does that work when you're on your period? Exactly. Oh my gosh! After school, you're in white. Why? Like that's your uniform? Yeah, because we were part of the English colony. Jamaica is part of the English colony. Yeah, I know, but we took on that white English thing where you wore white in the evenings. It's a sign of purity. Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, so you also had to be conscious of that. So your first 2 days when your period is extremely heavy, you have to be conscious that if you are seeing your period, you have to be mindful that you have to bleed through your clothes go to the bathroom often, kind of thing. When you're taking a shower, taking a bath, you have to be mindful of how you clean up yourself. Don't leave anything behind because it's a boarding school. People are going to be using the bathroom. That's true. Share bathrooms. Yeah. You're sleeping on bunk beds, so when you wake up, you have to make sure there's no accidents. So it was a whole thing. Love that though. I mean, it's not that bad. I know that your mom was living in Canada at the time, but at least you did have your house mother to also teach you the things that your dad and I guess your older sister over the phone couldn't teach you. No, because I mean, she was in boarding. She herself was away in college. So it was really more high school friends, and we're all going through it at the same time. We're all learning. Yeah, so why not? We're all making mistakes and having accidents, and learning along the way. Kids can be cruel too. Yeah, that's true. So that's true. Things happen. Some people have, potent body odors. Yeah, that's true. You gotta have to figure that out through experience. So our thing was Johnson's baby powder. Oh yeah.
perfume.
Yeah, you gotta do that extra stuff.
Yeah, for sure you do. My experience, oh my God. I went to church, and after church there was like a barbecue. So I went to a barbecue with my grandfather, my boy cousins, and my cousin. And I went to the bathroom with my girl cousin, and I'm like, what the heck is that in the toilet? I'm like, I didn't poop. It's brown. Like, I see it. And then I see, obviously, a spot on my panty. And I called mommy to ask her, like, what the heck is going on? I said, Ma, like, I used the bathroom, and there's something brown in the toilet. She's like, what do you mean? I said, there's something brown in the toilet. And she's like, she was with my aunt. She's like, oh my God, Jada just got her period. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, you need to lock in. Like, what am I supposed to do? She's like, oh my God, you just got your period. And I'm like, I'm pissed. I'm like, okay, you're excited. I don't know what I'm supposed to be excited for. What am I supposed to do? So I told her what she needed to tell her. And then she just like slid me a pad. And I'm like, what the heck do I do with this? And I had to figure it out. And that was that. Like, and I'm just like, of all places to be, I'm at a barbecue with my grandfather. Like, he can't teach me. He can't tell me. Like you said, he's an older Caribbean country man.
That something is different.
Yeah, something is off. And why is mommy so excited?
Something is off.
Yeah.
Because now you're in that zone where she has to be more aware.
Okay.
Of who you're with.
Yeah.
Where you're going. Because you are no longer a little girl.
Yeah. Which is crazy because you said you got your period at 11. I got my period at 10. Obviously, like, we can't change nature, but I think that's just like I think that's a really early for like a kid to like get thrown into that. Obviously, like, we can't do anything about that, but
it doesn't change much. But I think what changed for me was when my breasts started to shoot.
Yeah.
So when those two
symptoms started happening, I
was like,
what's going on?
Because you feel different. You start experiencing feelings that you are not sure what those feelings are. If you should even feel the way you're feeling.
Yeah.
And you started having, a sense of when you see probably boys.
Yeah.
There's a different energy.
Yeah, that's true.
You're more conscious of yourself. You're more conscious of your appearance.
Yeah.
So it all started to make sense at the time. The only difference is that I was at an all-girls school, so
there was no boys.
Should I be feeling what I'm feeling?
Yeah.
And girls are feeling what they're feeling towards other girls, and you're wondering, like,
I don't know if I want to go that way.
I don't know if I want to go that way.
That's funny. So let's get into part 2 of it. We're going to talk about menstrual cycles in terms of the different phases. And then we're going to go into discovering new, which is premenopausal symptoms, menopause, and all of that things.
Yeah, mine started way before I wanted it to.
Really? Okay. Part 2, we're talking about discovering new. So I just wanted to talk and ask you if you knew that the cycle is 28 days, 28 to 38 days. Did you know that?
I thought it was 30, but okay.
Yeah, 28 to 30.
Yeah, 30.
Okay. Did you know the different phases of the cycle?
No.
Because I just learned that like 2 months ago.
Maybe I know what it is, but I don't know if there was a phase. What is it?
Yeah, so there's 4 phases of the cycle. There's menstrual, obviously you know what that is. Ovulation, you know what that is. There's follicular, which is when the brain is signaling to the ovaries to prepare the egg for ovulation. And then there's luteal, which is when the body is preparing for your incoming period.
Oh, wow.
Right. So in each phase, I did my research on TikTok, but on each phase.
Is this the premenstrual phase and the postmenstrual phase?
It's not. Yeah, technically, yeah. But like in each phase, they were saying that like you're supposed to be eating certain things to kind of like help with the specific phase that you're going through. So like they said, like when you're on your period or leading up to your period, which means you're in your luteal phase, you should be eating a lot of iron-based food so that your period is smoother, stuff like that.
I just know you have before your period, you have the desire for maybe chocolates.
Yeah, stuff. So they say like when you eat sweet stuff that I guess aren't healthy for you, like it can have a negative effect on your body. So if you want something sweet, go towards dark chocolate. Not like sweet. It's not like it scratching that itch. You know what I'm saying?
Snickers any day.
That's not dark chocolate. Right. But I wanted to talk about pre-menopause. When I did my research, the doctor said that pre-menopause is worse than menopause. Pre-menopause is like your chaotic phase. I watched the Oprah Winfrey documentary that I told you about. The link for that will be listed in the description box below. And they were discussing like the premenopausal phase, how it's chaotic, how your estrogen levels, your progesterone levels, your testosterone, that's all over the place. And it's supposed to kind of like work together, but they're like zigzag. That's the way she described it. So let's talk about your experience. And actually, I'm going to ask you, when did you start premenopausal symptoms?
Okay, so a little background on me. So at 38 years old, I did a myomectomy.
Okay, which is what?
Which is I had really bad fibroids. My fibroids were literally competing with my uterus.
So how big were they?
They were like grapefruits.
That's crazy that you say that, because I don't know if you've seen Lupita. She did an interview to discuss the fibroids experience that she went through, and she had like a basket of fruit to show all of the fibroids, the size of them, how much she removed. I think she removed 50, and each of them were like different sizes, the size of fruits and
I don't remember
grapefruits.
How many I had, but they were the biggest ones.
Was a grapefruit.
I remember were grapefruits.
That's pretty big. That's probably like this big.
They were grapefruits, oranges, and then lemons.
Okay, that's pretty big.
They were big. So that was 38. Because I was also trying to, get pregnant at the time with my partner at the time, and I just could not conceive. Yeah,
and you were trying to figure out why.
And I was trying to figure out why, and I had a great gynecologist, and we did the whole workup, and we found out that the fibroids were, and it was interesting because it never gave me bad periods, which is usually synonymous with fibroids.
Yeah,
that you have cramps or heavy
bleeding.
I never had any of that. I had a normal period. It came, as a matter of fact, 3-4 days.
I was just gonna ask you how long it lasted.
The first 2 days, like everybody else, regular. Only thing I had was
the breast. Yes.
But I had really big fibroids, which was surprising, but it would not allow me to get pregnant because they were situated in the uterus.
Right.
And as he explained to me, when that sperm is trying to penetrate that egg,
the fibroids is blocking.
Nowhere. Because it's literally at the gate of the uterus, which is where
the egg is. Yeah.
So that was my first experience where I did the myomectomy, which is to remove the fibroids.
Okay.
And I think I actually had gotten pregnant.
Okay.
And I had basically lost the pregnancy because I bled out. And that's what led to discovering the fibroids. So after the myomectomy, I think I had onset of perimenopause, which my first experience was like panic attacks.
Okay.
I remember one day I was driving somewhere and I literally felt like I had a blackout.
Really?
Like heart palpitations, sweat. I felt as if I was having a heart attack.
Like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, I felt like I was having a heart attack.
That is crazy.
And it kept happening. And it was so scary that I remember calling my older sister at the time. I was still living in Jamaica.
Yeah.
She was in New York. And I was explaining to her that I feel like I'm having these mini heart attacks. And because I know that, angina, heart disease runs in the family, that was also scary.
Okay.
And going to the gynecologist, and I was explaining all these things, and that's when I was told that you're going into that phase of perimenopause, not menopause, but peri, where it's just the onset.
So that's pre-menopause.
Premenopausal, like
that is crazy.
And that lasted for a while.
How long? Like years?
For years, but it wasn't as frequent.
Okay.
When it happened, I was able to recognize
and just calm down. So is that all that your doctor told you that you had to do in that situation?
Calm down, breathe.
That's crazy.
Monitor your breathing.
Just calm down.
Just find out just go into that space and just breathe. Nothing is happening. You're not having a heart attack. The world is not ending.
Just breathe. So my question is, what if you continue to panic? Like, did you ask her that? Like, if you continue to panic while that was happening to you, what could have happened?
But
do you know?
You know what it is.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, say you, like, when you went to the doctor's office and you asked her, like, okay, but what if I can't calm down? What will happen?
I've never really had, because it was, if you didn't calm down, it became, you made it even worse. And then I was also asthmatic.
Oh,
so
okay.
That those two
you wasn't trying to
work together, because you can't breathe. You have a coughing, thing going on. So that was my first real experience. And then you also had the emotions that came with it, because you're trying to get pregnant. You now did the mammectomy. You're now on fertility treatment. Your body is attacking each other. And then the emotions that are associated with it, because you feel less than a woman. Yeah. Because there is almost this preconceived notion that to feel like a complete woman, you have to have a baby. Yeah. You need to have a child. And I also wanted to go through that experience. So you had all those emotions that were playing into it. But suffice it to say, that never happened. Right. And fibroids come back. They do. They usually come back.
I did not know that. Okay.
10 years later.
They came back.
I remember, I went to do a pap smear, which is your annual exam. And I remember,
at your gynecologist, please make sure if you're 18 years or older, please make sure you go get a gynecologist. I think female. Camille also thinks female. I say female and Black. Do with that information as you will. Please continue.
I'm sorry. So my period was also like still coming, but
frequent, every now and again.
The breast tenderness was not as before.
Okay.
I think as I got older, that just
went away.
Down.
Thank God.
Again, you don't even notice it. It just becomes like,
because you're not missing it, you know.
So the period is here. You know when it's coming. Your body, you're bloated. You just feel irritable, and you just know that your period is coming. And you also know your menstrual cycle. Last month it came on the 21st. So this month it's gonna come, if it's a 30 or 31 day month. It's gonna come somewhere around the same time. So you kind of know these things as a woman. You just know. Yeah. But I remember, I went to do my annual exam, to do the pap smear, and I don't remember what they used, that clamp thing. I remember that gynecologist, God bless her, it could not go past where it was supposed to go.
Oh, was that painful for you?
It was extreme.
Oh my gosh.
She's like,
something's up.
Something's up.
How did they check for fibroids again?
Again, they do the physical exam.
Yeah, but you said since it couldn't open,
go with the clamp. Yeah. To remove oh my God, that word, just to get something to send to the lab.
Like the tissue or something. I know you're talking about.
That thing could not go past that window.
Okay.
So she says, you have to see a specialist. You have to do a sonogram. Okay. Because we need to know what's going on. We went and I did the sonogram.
Did you do internal, external?
No. Both.
Okay. Because I've done both too.
They had to do both.
Okay.
And I remember watching the technician's face.
Oh my God.
And I know she was trying to be poker.
Yeah.
But I knew something was off.
Okay.
Because after she did the whole imaging, she came back again. And she's like, she called in her colleague, and they went behind.
Oh, that's the worst. Yes. Like, come on.
And they're talking amongst themselves.
And you're hearing it. And they come in like, Camille.
Right. So, no, they're not going to tell you the results.
But no, I know, but did they come in like, we're going to send you another to a doctor?
We're going to send, no, they did what they had to do.
Okay.
So the results are going to get to your doctor before the end of the day. And she will call you to discuss the results. I never forgot. It was a Thursday. And I did the imaging in the morning. And by the Friday
morning,
she called.
Oh, wow.
She says, we need to do surgery immediately.
How many fibroids did you have?
I don't remember how many it was, but whatever it was
big,
life-threatening.
Oh, wow.
Because it was now sitting on an area that could cause blood clots.
Oh,
Dr. Tomasilo, I never forgot, she says, you need to get your ducks in a row because we need to get you into the OR immediately.
So let me ask you, is that then what resulted in your hysterectomy?
That was the Friday. She says, can you come into the office today?
Wow.
Because we need to do pre-surgical booking, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I went in and she had the conversation and she showed me the images. I don't know what I'm looking at because I'm not a clinician. But she basically walked me through it and says, these are huge. They are literally taking up your entire uterus.
And you don't feel anything.
I don't feel anything.
You don't have no symptoms.
Says the way they are situated, they are sitting in an area that's literally on the bladder. Because she says, are you having any pain when you urinate? I said no, but I was also having a lot of oh my God. I also had a urinary tract infection.
Yeah, UTIs or yeast infections.
And I was peeing more.
Yeah, but that's a sign that you have a UTI.
Right, UTI, but also the fibroids was literally sitting
on your bladder. Yeah.
And she says it's also not allowing you to have a regular menstrual cycle because the blood
is getting blocked.
The lining of the uterus is thickening.
Yeah.
And it can give you blood clots, which was her major concern.
Yeah.
It wasn't even so much about the fibroids or the periods. It was
the blood clots. Got it.
Because if you have a blood clot, it can lead to get to your lungs. And she was like, that was her concern. That was the Friday. She says, I would love to do the surgery on Monday.
Oh, wow. And you're like, can I prepare myself? How do I prepare myself? What do I do?
It was just frightening because now you realize
this is serious.
This is serious. Yeah. A hysterectomy.
It's over.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm 41 years old. And not that I'm not wanting to have kids, but you now realize that window is
gone. It's over. Yeah.
Done. You don't have no comeback to come back.
And you had to mentally prepare yourself.
Was I 41? I was 40, maybe 45, 46. I don't remember. But you don't have no comeback to come back.
Right.
Even if you had any inklings that by some miracle you could have a child.
It's gone now.
This is it.
And you have to mentally prepare yourself for Monday.
I have to now go to work because you have to. I just started work. Started working at NYU at the time. You are not eligible for a 68 week, family,
nothing.
Any of these things. This is just a routine examination that I went to the gynecologist to do my annual exam, and a week or two later, I'm being told
I need surgery.
I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
So, luckily for me, I had a female director who,
thank God.
Yeah, I mean, Mary, she's a nurse, so she understood all the things. And she was like, say less, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Your health is more important. So that was the surgery was the Monday, because I think she had the OR Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay.
And I did the surgery the Monday, and it was the most painful experience physically and
the recovery.
Because when you do a hysterectomy, I already had the cut from the myomectomy, but you're now going
back in
and taking out everything. So they have to shift stuff out the way to get the uterus out. Luckily for me, she left my, I think, fallopian tubes, if I'm not mistaken, because she explained that she didn't want to remove that to bring on early onset of full-blown menopause.
Yeah.
So was it the fallopian or the ovaries? I don't remember. But she left something behind. I don't want to confuse the listeners.
Yeah.
But that was my story. But I remember when I woke up out of surgery.
Oh my God.
That pain. You don't want to cough. You don't want to sneeze. And they're not releasing you from...
Until you pee and poop.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that
pain. You can't walk, can't talk. Nothing.
It was the most...
Oh, man. I don't wish that on anybody, man.
Yeah,
oh, my gosh.
Painful. But yeah, once I recovered...
Yeah.
Perry was like,
full blown.
Here I
am. Oh my God. Okay, then we're going to talk about perimenopause. The symptoms that you went through, going through now that you're in perimenopause, what does that look like? Because I know like hot flashes is a common symptom, but like I get hot flashes on a regular. What that mean?
Your Perry's knocking.
It better not be.
Perry's like,
I'm not playing with Perry and his homeboys.
Perry is like, hey.
But I've been having hot flashes since I was a kid. So what that mean?
Perry's cousin.
Perry and Fairy girl, child.
But Perry came knocking.
Okay.
And listen, when it started happening, I just didn't even know what it was. But it was the most
insane.
Miserable and intense, especially the night sweats.
Is this after
the hysterectomy?
This is after the hysterectomy, but also after the heart palpitations. Yes. But during
this is Perry in full force. Perry is here. She's like, hi.
I'm here.
She's like right on top of me. She's holding my hand and we're hop and skipping down the block.
And you're how old?
I'm now 48.
Okay. So heart palpitation, so removal of fibroids, removal of the hysterectomy, all of that happened like late 30s.
Myomectomy was late 30s.
Okay, hysterectomy
was early 40s.
Early 40s. And now perimenopause is late 40s and full force.
She's here.
No more heart palpitations. No more anxiety attacks.
It's everybody. They're all everybody.
Who is everybody? What are the symptoms, child?
Heart palpitations, severe mood swings, night sweats, hot flashes, insomnia. Every night at 2:55, 3 a.m., boom, the eyes fly away.
Still today?
Oh yeah.
Hell! And what time you wake up to go to work?
And I have to be up by 5:30.
And could you go back to sleep, or you're just up?
I am up, and then I'm watching the clock, and I'm like, please just give me
a little bit.
Give me a little bit of sleep. It got so bad that
crazy.
I had to go and get medical advice because I'm like, I need to sleep. Because when I get to work,
you're exhausted.
There's no amount of coffee. You're miserable. You're cranky.
Yep.
Everything is happening at the same time. The urinary, you want to pee, you don't want to pee. It's just a lot happening. Your body is in crisis mode. And I remember when I went to the gynecologist, she put me on the patch, which helped to calm me a little bit. It made me sleep.
Oh, that's good.
And I also did the gummies.
Like
Kourtney Kardashian.
Oh, it's called Let Me Sleep.
Let Me Sleep.
LEMME Sleep. I heard it's great. I might take it just to take it. I heard it's really good.
I swallow them gummies like my life depends.
So you take it every day?
Every night.
A gummy a night?
A gummy.
Do you think your body is gonna get used to it?
It hasn't yet.
Okay, girl. If it works, right?
Bed and me and them
pop it in.
Once I see it going down to a certain level, I'm on subscribe and save. And as a matter of fact, every time if you don't subscribe, if you try to order it, it sells out. Just like
really?
Yeah.
I heard it's really good.
No, in the winter time, I was going to bed in flannel pajamas, and by 2:00, I was like
naked. Child, I'm hot. Open the window. Open the window. Put the fan on. Where the AC at?
I had to get a little fan.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I'm in my office, and the heat is on, and the next minute I'm out.
Oh my gosh!
The team, they would look at me like,
"Girl,
what is happening?"
And does ice water help? No.
It's just a heat.
It's internal.
That you can't explain.
That's insane.
It starts from the neck, and it's a flush.
I for sure feel like I've had heat flashes before.
Uncomfortable feeling.
That is
train,
crazy.
And people looking at you like you're crazy because you're
sweating. But like, does the little fan help?
It helps
a little bit.
Just
Yeah. But it's full body.
The upper body.
Oh, just okay.
Sometimes you get it behind your knee.
What?
It's about down your back.
But this is the reason why I wanted to have the conversation with you, because like I feel like we just hear about hot flashes and that's it, and we also don't know how long this is going for.
You up too, that heat.
And you've been going through this since you been 38.
Almost 10 years.
That is crazy.
But to me, one of the things that I had to recognize and
That's
educate
insane.
myself was on the mood swing.
Yeah.
That mood swing.
The rage.
Mm-hmm. You're behaving in a way that you don't even recognize.
Yeah.
And you're thinking something is wrong with you. You're basically being a bitch.
Yeah. And
you're responding to people in a way that comes across as you're not thinking before you speak. You're just saying exactly what's in your mind. You don't care how it affects the other person. And I had to come to terms with the fact that something's wrong. All part
of the process.
Yeah. And I had to, when you see it happening, you had to recognize it. And once you recognize it, you also had to, especially if you're in a management or leadership role from a corporate standpoint,
for sure.
And you manage a team, you can't blame that on, it's perimenopause.
No, you have to learn how to control your emotions and
calm down.
Yeah.
And those breathing exercises, and just like, you know what, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Or walk away. Walk away.
Yeah. Are you direct with your team? Like, okay, give me a second because.
Yeah. And you also have to be open to feedback.
Okay, that's great.
Create a space for the team to say,
feel comfortable enough to. Yeah, girl, you bugging out.
You did
not have to say all of that.
Yeah.
And you're like,
too much.
Like, are you having an episode, Camille? That's what I would have told you if you were my boss. Are you having an episode? Because don't piss me off. Because I'm going to piss you off and we going to be both pissed off.
And I have team members who are also perimenopause.
Okay, so y'all all going to war at the
They recognize it when they see it.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
And it's a team of women. You have young people
who don't understand,
who has mothers
that's going through it.
Through it.
Oh my god, child.
Sometimes it's a whole water fountain conversation.
Yeah.
You know.
But I love that though, because I'm sure the women in your office that are my age are now getting firsthand experiences and I guess prepare for it, but you can't prepare for it.
They recognize it when they see, because they're like,
and give y'all grace for sure. Yeah.
Here comes back. When they see me step out of the office and the jacket is
coming off, gosh.
Then if I'm wearing braids, the braids are going up.
Yep.
And I'm
just like, get me out of here.
And if, it's amusing and at the same time,
it's not.
Like, I don't want to, I'm not looking forward to that. And I'm saying, guess what? It's like a pregnancy. It's coming.
Yep, I'm sure. When I watched the Oprah documentary, they discussed that. They discussed the rage that women go through, and it's like indescribable. Like some women spoke about how they were suicidal. Like some women spoke about how like it broke up their marriage because that rage that they cannot just can't like subside.
Sometimes
like
you go through a phase of depression.
Yeah, she was saying that too. No, it is.
You get these
feelings. Yeah.
Episodes of you just get overwhelmed
and sad and yeah. They spoke about that in the documentary.
Just this week, I was talking to one of my girlfriends, and I'm like, I am so overwhelmed. I just feel like everything is just
on your shoulders,
coming in at the same time. It's like I just feel the burden of the world, and it lasts for however long it lasts, and then it just goes away, and you're like, you don't even remember what that was all about, or why you felt that way.
Yeah,
it's all part of Perry.
That's what the lady was talking about. Is one of the reasons why I broke up her marriage, because she was depressed. And the depression led to suicidal thoughts, and the suicidal thoughts made her lose her marriage, and in her losing her marriage, she lost her job. It just was getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And Oprah really was talking about the fact that there's a lack of research when it comes to perimenopause, menopause, even the menstrual cycle, like how we were talking about earlier. And I just, again, wanted to talk about these things because I really do feel as though my generation, girls younger than me, older than me, like we don't have these conversations because we're both from the Caribbean. Like, well, I'm American, but you know what I'm saying. Wannabe. But like my parents are from the Caribbean, and like talking about the female body, like you said, is just a taboo subject. And I don't know why, but it's like natural. Like we should be having these open-ended conversations about what women go through. And we should be bringing the men into the conversations also, so they can have an understanding of what we're going through. And it shouldn't be like this hush hush, oh my God, you got your period, put the pad underneath. Like, girl, child, I got my period. Like, anytime I got my period, I don't want to say I tell everybody, but the men in my life know. It's not a hush hush situation. It's something natural that my body is going through. And even with perimenopause, this is something natural that your body is going through. Your body's adjusting to you getting older. And men should be able to sit into these conversations and not feel like it's like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody should be included.
If you have a partner that is educated or learned or exposed, fantastic. But I think about my mother.
Yeah.
Who, when she was going through what she was going through, we didn't understand it. I doubt my father understood it.
Right.
But looking back, and I recognize, when she was, because my mother did a hysterectomy also she did it when she was 38.
Okay, so that's around the same age. That was
the same age when I
had the fibroids.
My myomectomy.
Yeah.
Fibroids is genetic. Because all my sisters did it. We
all
had myomectomies. I mean, I'm the only one who has done
the hysterectomy.
So, but I remember when my mother was going through what she was going through, because my mother has passed perimenopause, but she didn't recognize what it was. Even when we talk about it now, she still don't understand what we're talking about, because
it's just something she went through. It's something a part of the process.
The only person who I think right now, if I have a conversation, she's able to fully understand what was happening with her at the time is my aunt. My aunt is 70. So she's still able to, she's still going through menopause, I think, somewhat. But my mother had no idea what was happening to her.
Because there's a lack of research.
She didn't
the lack of these conversations.
As far as she was from the generation where you got married, you have kids.
And that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
The period come, it stops.
And that's it.
That's it.
And that's as much research as we have so far in advance.
We also have thyroid.
Yeah.
It's another thing that, women don't
go
talk
through.
about.
Yeah. I don't even know what that is for real.
Issues that controls your estrogen and your hormones. And if your hormones are all over the place, your thyroid,
that could also affect your period and all of the other things.
All of these things these are conversations as women
we should be having. Open and honest,
educated, open, because
I agree.
And genetics too. Everybody goes through things different. What may be happening to my body may not be happening to your body. I may have fibroids that cause certain onset of certain symptoms that you may not go through.
Yeah.
So what causes it? Again, that
we
is
don't know. Something we don't know.
We don't know. But Perry, I would not wish that on
anybody. We're quickly going to go into part 3 to talk about like any medical advice that you received from doctors, like when you were I guess still are, like in your premenopausal perimenopausal phase, like how were doctors towards you? Like, were they very understanding? Did you have like a hard time like explaining your symptoms, and were they dismissive? Like, how was that for you?
Well, I guess I've been fortunate because I've always had female gynecologists, and as I got to know my body and what was happening with my body, I was able to explain exactly what I was feeling, especially in these last 10, 15 years when my body was going through all these changes. I didn't have the kind of sexual appetite that I usually had. And that was like, I wasn't sure if something was wrong with me. I didn't have any desires to have sex. Was that normal? And it's normal because your body's going through all these changes. You're putting on weight and you don't feel as desirable as you would when you're younger. Your breasts are not as perky. You start having gray hairs in places that you didn't want.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Hair is growing in places that you didn't know. Your neck, your chin. So
oh my God. Okay.
So that I have been, I guess, blessed where these were all part of the course of getting older, and it was okay. You had to make peace with it, or else you would go crazy. But no, I was lucky like that.
That's funny. Okay, so quickly, let's get into the Quiet Shuffle, which is a game that we play. So, quick question, 1 or 2 questions before the camera dies. Okay, what question about your life are you still trying to answer?
Who am I?
Oh, that's great.
I'm still trying to figure out who am I.
Okay.
I am still trying to navigate that path.
Okay, so the camera died, but we're still going. We're gonna keep the podcast flowing. So behind you is a jar. So I'm gonna need you to open up that jar and pull a question. What do you hope outlives you?
The impact I may have had on someone's life.
I like that.
Whether it's family or, friends, but I'm very now aware of how I live and the impact I'm having on someone's life around me. And it's important to me because I don't want to be the source of anybody being unhappy or feeling miserable. So
more intentional.
Yeah, I want when I pass on, when you're all celebrating my life, that
you're remembered.
I'm remembered in a way that I may have had an impact.
I love that. I say that all the time. I always say I always want my first impression with somebody to be the best impression or best experience that they had with me. You don't know if that's going to be your last experience with that person. I talk about that all the time. It's just, and you also don't know how your first time meeting with somebody may have an effect on them, because people always remember how you treated them the first and the last time. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm very, 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 very intentional about being my authentic self always, because there's only one me, and how I show up is how I show up. And if I'm not for you, that's okay. But as long as when I present to you is who I truly am, but at the same time also being aware that people are going through what they're going through, and you have to be mindful of that. So but being authentic and make sure that when I show up, that I'm having a positive impact on someone.
I love that.
Whatever that is, whether it's how I dress,
for sure,
or what I say,
you never know what
because I could be wearing something and somebody just said, I love that,
and it could brighten their day. And I also try to give compliments too, because you don't know what people are going through. Camille, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Listen, Tik, thank you for giving me this experience. I've never done it before, and I now realize, it's not so bad. I love it. I love this for you too. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming on the pod to talk about your vagina.
Girl.
And my vagina and all of our vaginas.
It ain't going nowhere.
Hello. And I'm sure the girlies appreciate it. In the description box below, I'm going to have a whole bunch of resources where women could read about menopause, read up about perimenopause, read up about menstrual cycles. When I listened to the Oprah documentary, a lot of doctors and advocates have a lot of platforms for women to come tell their side of the story. So I feel like it's really good for us and other women to know that they're not alone.
Get to know Perry.
Get to know Perry and Ferry.
And become close friends, because she ain't going nowhere.
She ain't going nowhere, and she coming to attack you like a snake in the night.
And just one word of advice, don't be scared of that other side. It's okay.
It's scary.
It's okay. It's a beautiful thing. It comes with its downs, but it comes with a lot of ups. It comes with a lot of self-confidence. It comes with a lot of self-assurance. You come into your own, and you are that girl.
And a bag of chips.
So don't be scared of it.
I know that's right.
No, don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of getting older. It's a privilege.
To age.
Yes.
It truly is.
When age is just a number, and there's so many stuff out there to make you feel and look your best self.
Yeah, that's true.
So be open to it and embrace it.
But thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Everyone listening, because the camera died, please like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Please rate, download on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts, and turn on your post notifications on Apple Podcasts and on Instagram, so you know when new episodes drop and when we post updates. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Jada Raquel, and see you next time. The Quiet Conversations podcast is hosted, directed, produced, written, and edited by Jada Raquel.